And before we officially start today's episode, I just want to wish everyone some happy holidays, and I hope you enjoy today's Christmas special episode as we're keeping this train rolling, no slowing us down, in what I'm pretty sure is our first game against the Saints. But enough from me, let's jump into the normal, regularly scheduled content. We're going to challenge Mingo. We need to see him step up and not just get an occasional grab, and that first move is going to be Derek Brown. He's our highest overall player, but he's not doing anything for us. The next guy we're trading is a guy just sitting on our roster right now, not doing anything, and that is Miles Sanders. So we're not going to ask a lot here for Tommy Tremble. Just a 6th-round pick. Try to draw things open for Mingo. As he does get the step, it's placed well, and it will be a touchdown for Jonathan Mingo. As Mingo does get the step, though the ball is bad, but no problem for Mingo. It's 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. Unfortunately, the goal for him was not touchdowns. He needs the yards, but we find ourselves in front. Hubbard also underneath. Though everyone covered, we just chuck it out, and that's the problem when you just chuck it out. It gets picked by Davis. We only got 2 timeouts, and they're in field goal range. But in the fourth quarter, the offense just did not do a thing. We got lucky time and time again. Several interceptions should have been had. Young and the receiving group just couldn't make it happen. And as we start today's episode, we're picking up as we started last episode with some trades. Obviously, we went through the Week 8 game, but we're making a trade right after. Essentially, as soon as that game ended, we were on the phone with the Jets because we needed some help for our offense. We need some help for our offensive line. And this looks like a very doable deal here for us. Terrace Marshall, he's on his last year of his contract. He's not getting out on the field outside of that last game just due to injury. And we like the guy we have starting at slot over him in Chenault Jr. anyway. So we're going to be rocking with Chenault. We're going to be trading Terrace Marshall for Max Mitchell. He's only a 73 overall, but he still has 2 years left under contract, so that's great for us, save us a little bit of money. And the ratings here are pretty well balanced. Struggles a little bit with some power, but overall it's not awful. He has some lead block, good awareness, pretty good injury as well at a 91. We're out one of our best offensive linemen right now, so while he's not going to be technically playing this spot potentially in the future, still pretty good for us. Now, one of the things I'm really happy with this trade, he's not starting right now. The Jets signed Vera Tucker, and he's playing over Mitchell. But last year, he started the entire season, and yes, I finally found where to find the downs played. So in 2023, he played a little over 1,100 snaps. In that amount of time, he only gave up 2 sacks, which is really good because Young has been getting hit way too often. So hopefully making this trade will help bolster our offensive line at least into the offseason and then see what we could do. So we will be making this trade straight up player for player. And that trade ends up being pretty good timing as we go through the bye week in week 9, now heading into week 10. It's against the New Orleans Saints, our first matchup against them, and we have them once again in week 12. So we're going to have 4 straight divisional games. It's going to go Saints, Falcons, Saints, Falcons. So whoever made the schedule, you suck. But besides that, this is going to be a tough stretch for us. Divisional games that we need to see wins if we want to have any shot at making the playoffs. And with just 2 wins, playoffs sounds like a far stretch, but our division is not very good. Top team is the Buccaneers. They're 5-4. Obviously, we have lost against them. The Falcons, 3-5. Now, in the last 2 weeks, including the bye and then week 8, the Saints, they're on a 2-game winning streak. So essentially, this game is to decide 3rd and 4th place right now in this division. So there's a good bit on the line, and perhaps even if the Falcons lose, the Saints could jump all the way up to 2nd perhaps. So there's a lot really on the line this week. And to just try to help us get a little bit of an edge, I did get a comment from Lukey Boy Goes Crazy. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. But he essentially said that Bryce Young needs to have that sleeve on his throwing arm. It's his good luck charm, and well, we could use as much luck as possible. So Bryce Young is now rocking that shooter sleeve on the right side. It's the team color, so it should change depending on what top we are wearing and should match pretty well. So that is good. However, there's also a little bit of some bad news heading into this game. we are going to be without our top receiver in Juwan Jennings. He suffered an injury in practice this week, so he will be out. In his place, we're going to see Justin Ross get some playing time, especially as we just traded away Marshall. Mingo and Shenault are going to be the primary 1 and 2, but Ross will go out there whenever we go out in the nickel set, as Shenault then goes to the nickel. We might also see a little bit of Antonio Sims or Jose Howard, just depending on if we ever have 4 receivers out there. We run a little bit more tight end heavy, so they may still not get out there, but it's a possibility. And as for the starting offensive line, with us not having Corbett for one more week, we are playing Mitchell at right guard, which makes the line a little bit better as we don't have to start Zavala, who's a 69. Now, I'm not sure after this week when we get Corbett back who's going to continue on at right guard. If it's going to be Mitchell or Corbett, someone is going to move to center because Bozeman has been awful. So he's next one to leave this starting lineup. And there's another thing I want to keep a closer look at each week, and that is rotating our edge rushers. So right now, we outside of 2 different guys, and those 2 guys are Robinson and Fitzgerald. All of our pass rushers are power move oriented. And I took a look, and most tackles are better power blockers than they are finesse. So that could be a strong reason why we're not seeing much from our actual pass rush. So I'm going to pay closer attention to that. Try to line these guys up as best as possible. They might flip back and forth throughout the weeks, just depending on what better matchup we can get. And this week, against the Saints, they do have a rookie left tackle in Emmett Dorsey. Now, what is he more towards? Not really great in either? Actually, no, he's pretty good power blocker. Surprising that his power is 68 overall. I mean, obviously he's very much a pass blocker, but surprised that's not a little bit higher, probably because the run blocking is lower. But we need to put a finesse rusher against Dorsey. And again, we have those 2 options. Who do they have over at right tackle? Is that going to be better? It's Ryan Ramczyk, so that's definitely going to be a tougher matchup for us. And he's another power guy who also has really good finesse. So we just need to put our best all-around rusher on Ryan Ramczyk and then stick our best finesse guy over on the opposite side. As for the rest of their starting O-line, they do have another rookie in Gerald McPhee, 67 overall. Eric McCoy, really good center down the middle at 85. And Gabe Jackson. They might also play Salderveri over on this left side. So around a 70 to 67. Either way, we should be pretty good over on this left-hand side. It's their weaker spot. They do have Trevor Penning as well, who maybe could slide to one of the guards. As for quarterback, they are still rocking with Derek Carr. Running back is still Alvin Kamara, though we might see Jamal Williams a little bit more. Those 2 are very similar overall. Receiver-wise, Chris Olave is the big threat. Michael Thomas still an 82, and they do have a rookie in Jamie Cruz. At tight end, though, they're not too strong. Foster Moreau, a 72. Colby Parkinson, a 70. As for their defensive line, they do have Cameron Jordan, an 82, who's 35, so he's probably retiring after this year. Carl Granderson and Isaiah Foskey over on the right-hand side, so nothing too dominant for their defensive line with Milton Williams, a 79, and Brian Bursey, a 77. Their linebackers, they do have Sheriff Finch, a 62, not very good. Down the middle, Jonas Griffith, a 70 overall, and then Pete Werner. So he's really the only threat for them in the middle, in that front 7. They do have a really good cornerback group, so we might have to try to get a lot more runs down the middle perhaps in this one. Marshawn Lattimore, Paulson Adebo, you guys know I love Adebo from the Rams franchise, traded for him. Michael Carter II, they also have Alontae Taylor, Pat Garnes, a rookie, and then A.J. Parker, a really good first 5 for their cornerback group. So don't want to mess with them. Plus they have Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May. So we really have to attack their front 7 today. But with all that said and done, we are ready for our first matchup, I believe, against the Saints this series. I don't remember if we played them much at all after we came in at the end of season 1. So it's a battle for bottom of the NFC South. Let's get this battle underway as we are at home. Sims will catch us one at about the 5. Look for some blocks downfield. Not much of a juke as Pete Werner already has 1 tackle on the day. But the offense headed out. We need a big game here from Young. We've seen him have really tremendous games at times this year, but then at the same time, he's also had some truly horrific games. Hopefully that shooter sleeve is going to help out as we look for some runs right down the middle. Hubbard bounces through and keeps pushing for a first down to start us off. It's a gain of 11. Now, we also didn't get him too involved last week. We need to make sure he's getting involved, whether it's traditional running or through the air. He's a big playmaker for this offense, and we can't miss passes like that. This is also a great opportunity to see a lot more of Chenault Jr. When we've gone his way, he's been pretty impressive. We just need to actually go his way with some accurate balls as we find Hayden Hurst, who gets slammed out at the sideline. But for the first time this season, Justin Ross will head out here. He's going to be playing in the slot over on the left-hand side, so not exactly how I wanted the lineup to work, but if it works, fine by me. As Young looks to scramble, takes a shot again. It's Pete Werner. That's more so what we're trying to avoid happening, but he bounces up quickly. Now, they are playing some press coverage on the outside here, so let's check the route, not go with the screen, just a couple quick passes. That might work a little bit better here for us as we do find Ross. He holds on to it, gain of 7, his first catch in a Panthers uniform. And now this is looking a little bit better with Chenault on the slot to the right-hand side, though still technically the outside receiver with Hubbard being out there. As we step up here in the pocket, it's almost a pick. That one forced to Mingo. We definitely get away with a risky one there. If you're going to throw that, it's got to be high passes. That's something we need to work on here with Young, is getting those high passes. As once again, Hubbard breaks first contact, though not going to gain much after. There's no complaining about getting the first down. We're down just inside the 40 as we stay spread. Look to go with the halfback screen. We get it out in time. Pick up a good block. Not sure who that was. I don't think it was the new guy, but it was a big one. And as we're working our way down the field here, single high safety, 1st and 10 at the 28. And it would be Pete Werner having to match up with Hubbard on this play, see if he could keep up with him, and he does. Instead, Young trying to leak out to the opposite side and will not pick up the first. Didn't need to get tossed down there by Lattimore, but the flags stay in the back pocket. And with us needing essentially the width of a hair, we send out the big unit here with Akers. Lead block with Thomas, and it almost sprung for a lot more, but we're down inside the 15, down to the 12. Akers really hasn't had any big plays yet for us, but I think he's on his way. He's been getting better, starting to build up some of that momentum whenever we do come out with his group. As we swing it out for Jordan Thomas, he gets the catch. It's just a gain of 1. Ended up being a pretty quick reaction from the cover man there. As we have 2nd and 9, going to motion over Thomas a little bit, give him a head start as we go with the toss. Need some blocks on the outside, and instead it's a great tackle from Matthew. So that'll leave us with a 3rd and 9. As we come out of one of our favorite plays here, though, we're going to make a change. I want the stop route from Mingo at the goal line. See if that'll open some things up for us as we have to roll this one to the right-hand side. It's Isaiah Likely who does not get the first down. 4th and 1, down at the 3. It was extremely close with the stretch at the end, and we are staying aggressive. It's the length of a football. As we hand this one off is Jordan Thomas, who plows into the end zone by the same length as we didn't get the first down. We get the touchdown to the rookie tight end, who also plays a little bit of fullback here for us. And I do have to say, that was a pretty good drive from the offensive line, but now time to see how our other line does. Defensive line, as the defense is out for their first drive down the middle, they do find Thomas. Just coverage downfield, not good, as now Eric McCoy's shaken up. And after just one play, you can see the frustration as he heads off the field. Just about as much frustration as we have with our coverage that just continues to just be poor, as Kamara somehow breaks through the line and gets him down inside the 35. Now, obviously, last time out, we traded away our best defensive player in Derek Brown, who up to that point had just recorded, I want to say it was 2 sacks this season, or 2 tackles, not even sacks this season. And we saw the defensive line do fairly well. Though I feel like this one a tougher matchup for them. Obviously with Kamara, that's a really good talent that could get going in both the run and the pass. He's coming off I want to say 120-yard game last week. Plus, this is an offense that has been well moving the last couple weeks, taking them to 2 straight wins as the tight end does not turn up for the first, 4th and inches. And unlike us, they're going to take the easy way here. They send out the field goal unit. It's Bullock, who will put 3 on the board for them. They definitely could have gone for it there. We'll see if that ends up coming back to bite them later on. But I will definitely take starting off just giving up the field goal. Really, the defense didn't do anything good on that drive as we start our second drive with our offense, hoping to see continuing good play as we just start with 1. Griffith, their middle linebacker, pretty well on that run, read it from the get-go. Last time it was Pete Werner who gave us trouble. See if that continues as we get another one out here to Likely, who will get close once again to a first down. It's 3rd and 1. We'll have the end of the quarter to decide what we want to do, although I think it's going to be pretty simple here. 3rd and 1 against this front 7. I think we stick with the run. Chuba Hubbard down the middle will just get the first down. Actually ends up being close to a gain of 4 or 5. But down the middle is where I see this team having our most amount of success. Again, it's their weakest part of their defense. They're really good in the secondary, so we don't want to test them all too much. As Young just steps up here, limits the loss. It's a 1-yard sack for Granderson. And that's why we try to stick to quicker passes, because this line has not held up all too well. 2nd and 11. As once again we have a crossing route here. We do get it out to Likely, and he will gain a few. Though that leaves us with a 3rd down, in which we're going to need a little bit more than a few. Essentially, we need the 48-yard line for the first down. As we come out with a bunch to the left-hand side, Hayden Hurst lone to the left. They send a blitz. We get this one out to Chenault. It's placed well, and it will be a first down to the opposite 46. Outside of maybe one pass today, Young starting off really well. Just need to see that continue. As we go back to Hubbard, who's trying to find some space down the middle. Tyrann Mathieu comes down, and we'll keep it to a shorter gain of 4. Hoping on one of these we'll be able to take advantage of sucking down the defense, as they have pretty much all but one guy here sitting in the box as we go with one of our deeper play options of the day. And right across the middle, it's Jonathan Mingo who takes the top off the defense, sprinting past Marcus May, and we take a 2-score lead. It's almost like that was exactly how we drew it up and game plan. Saints come out here after a pretty promising start to their first drive that just didn't end up in many points. They go right back to Thomas, and we get lucky with another bad throw. We saw a good few amount of those last week that definitely kept things closer. As they go to Kamara down the middle here, who will pick up about 8 yards, leaving them with 3rd and 2. And I will say we are close to the point of taking Deion Jones out of the starting lineup and giving it to one of the rookie linebackers, as we're just not seeing great play from Jones as Sweat gets back there, forces another throwaway. He had 2 of those last week, and the defense will get another stop on a short down and distance. Offense could head out. We're already up 11. Looking to spread that lead as we start with a draw here. Hubbard get a block from Bozeman, springing us for another first down. It's a gain of 13. Again, just trying to suck down the defense, see if we can take advantage of them over the top. As we go with another run here, it's not as great of a block, but we do spring to the outside. Hubbard by 1, jukes back in and does get by another couple, and we're to the opposite 42. Say Hubbard's definitely enjoying the start of this one. Many of his runs going for first downs. He does head to the sideline here, though, as we bring out Akers. Looking for a stretch to the outside. If we can get some good blocks, which we do, it's 1v1. He tries to lower the shoulder on the Honey Badger. Not going to work out for him there, but it is a good gain down to the 28. Though with all the success through the running game, they're not dropping everyone back yet. Though we will look for a move to the outside, as it is Chenault, and it's down to the end zone. He hits the pylon. Count it. We take a 3-score lead against our division rival, the Saints. And coming out the bye, this team feeling a whole lot different, rejuvenated perhaps, and we also might just be a shock value of all the trades. This team now knows that they can't just continue to do what they have been, as we get a great pass breakup there from Cash. We're definitely having to rely on players that we were not expecting to really be in the starting lineup going into this season, but just with the play that we've seen from the beginning, as that was a bad throw and bad route. But going back to the players, yeah, we're having to rely on some guys who typically probably wouldn't as they look for the screen here. It's broken up by Robinson, one of the guys we brought in off of I want to say the Steelers practice squad. He gets the stop and the defense gets off the field. And it's unfortunate that we are without our top receiver, but Chenault Jr., he's having a pretty good one filling in. As we start our next drive here, Hubbard already picking up another first down, 8 carries, 77 yards, nearly a first down per rush. And you can definitely feel just the weight of this rivalry out there. Is a little bit of some chippy play at the end of that one. Sends us into the 2-minute warning, where we will have 2 more minutes, all 3 timeouts, to try to find a little bit of some more points here before the end of this one. As it's a throw towards the sideline, it's an aggressive grab there from Ross, and he brings it in. We've seen plays like that the last, I would say, pretty much the entire season that are easily tipped away, but Ross given the chance, making some plays here, and despite it actually not playing him in the manner of which I was hoping it would, essentially in the slot versus the outside, was we have to throw that one away. And I feel like that'll actually go down as our first incomplete pass in a while. Leaves us with 2nd and 10. We're inside the 30, looking to go Hubbard's way here on the screen, as that one's blown up by Cam Jordan. So now make that 2 incomplete passes in a row. Leaves us 3rd and 10 here. We're still got 1:45. And they empty out the middle here. Risky. But I'm feeling a quarterback draw here with Young. If we could get some blocks downfield, perhaps. Young sprints through, tries to bounce to the outside, picking up the first down, taking some contact along the way. So obviously not exactly what we're trying to do with him, trying to keep him clean. That's why we invested in this O-line, but he makes a big play there as we go the halfback screen to follow up. We got some blocks downfield as Hubbard will not pick up the first. They say 2nd and inches down at the 8. And that'll carry us inside a minute left. We do still have all of our timeouts. Plenty of downs here to get the first down. We could go with a pop shot here. A little bit of some play action. We get it out. Hayden Hurst, who will pick up that first down inside the 5 as we get back to the line quickly here. We move to about that 30-second mark. Look for some quick passes right down the middle or to the outside. Check this one down to Hubbard. It is nearly jumped, but it does at least stop the clock. 27 seconds left. Looking for Ross here on the zig. As it does open up a little bit, the ball was placed out there. It should have been 6, but it is dropped. And that'll leave us one last opportunity here. 3rd and goal. 23 seconds. We would probably take the field goal after this. We're already up several points. Why not just take the easy one? As we're having to step up by some space. And how about all of this green grass to the outside? Young does well to not panic, find the open area, and we tack on another first half touchdown. Well, that will cap off a dominant first half here for us. 3 touchdowns in total for Young. We hand it off to the fullback / tight end in Jordan Thomas, and that carries us to a 28-3 lead over our division rival, the New Orleans Saints. All in all, really great start. Just need to continue it, not let off the gas. As for other games happening right now, the Eagles are up 10-0 against the 500 Lions. Eagles in real life? What's going on with them? I don't know. Right now, they're seemingly doing okay in this universe. Move a little bit northeast of there, we have the Patriots taking on the Jaguars, and the Jaguars are in front. They are 7-1 this year and currently up 13-3 against the 500 Patriots. Patriots were one of the teams I considered, but Panthers, I'm perfectly happy with. It's been fun here, despite some interesting play as the Bills are up a little bit, 6-3 at half against the 2-6 Bears. But yes, I am greatly enjoying this Panthers franchise. If you are due, definitely let me know. It's just you never know what you're going to have game to game. Games like this one, though, have been real fun, as can Horn just be a number 1 corner here? These throws have not been great to Michael Thomas. Honestly, each one of them could have been easily knocked away if not intercepted. He's just not keeping his head on a swivel. But we'll give up some plays here and there, that is for sure. As they send 3 to the left-hand side, got 1 to the right. They make another check. It's going to be the halfback screen as Stockton, the rookie, reads it the whole way. And what's even crazier about it, he wasn't our first-round rookie that we drafted. He was, what, 3rd round? As they swing it out, it's Olave's first catch of the day, and of course, it's on Horn. coming into this series. Obviously, he was on IR, season-ending injury, but he has not been what I was hoping he would be, as they do get the catch. Stockton not able to knock it free. They nearly lost the first down, but they do still pick it up. And I believe that is the first time of which they do pick up a 3rd and short. Gives them a fresh set of downs in plus territory. Swinging it out wide, and it's through the hands once again of the intended target. Cash already today has 2 pass breakups, probably one of his better performances, as it is 2nd and 10. Got some man coverage, not great for us. Kamara definitely going to beat Fuller, who has not done well since entering the team. And honestly, he's kind of on his last leg after we did bring in another, I want to say it was a practice squad guy. I can't remember what team we stole him from, but we did find a option for us who's a balanced cover guy. As they swing it out wide, it is tripped up outside for Parkinson. Now, one thing we're not seeing much today, despite pretty decent success, is pass rush. We've lined up our best options, and as I say it, the rookie in sweat hits home, bringing up a 3rd and 12. I will say, with a lot of the opportunities he's been given, he's actually made some good plays, at least getting in the face of quarterbacks. Leaves 3rd and long as Stewart dives in, gets the back of Carr, and will force a field goal attempt on 4th and 21. Or actually, the sack is going to take away the field goal attempt, unless this is a fake. No, Hack will punt as he looks to caddy corner it out at the 12. So for the first time this second half, offense heads out, and they are stacking the box here. So let's try to change up the play here. Look for something more to the outside as they have the single high safety. Give this one out to Chenault, who has the step on the corner. Adebo just got shook on that out route. Don't see that all too often, but sorry, bud, I'm going to take it on you. 1st and 10. We stay with the same look, though it's wide open for Chuba Hubbard. Look for the back juke. No, that just leads to getting picked up and slammed out by May. But nothing is slowing down the celebratory play right now. As we're about at midfield at the 48, look for the draw. Good block down the middle. Springs Hubbard for another 1st down. 9 rushes, 91 yards. Obviously, we're playing against a very weak team right now, but where has this play been? Just at least part of it, as we don't quite get a good enough block there on Werner. Hurst did all right, but if we were able to hit that one a little bit quicker, it would have been a nice run. Just a little bit slow. We're going to send Hubbard out. Akers takes the field as we look for a stretch to the outside, pick up the blocks, and Kwanu did not. But honestly, not much new there for Akers. He's not gotten the best blocks, I would say, this year. As we stick with the same look, it is 3rd and 8. A little bit of some play action. Hurst is open, just need it to be flat enough, but Marcus May makes the play. But that does not, however, take away a scoring opportunity as we send out the rookie in forward. He's got a leg on him. Just need the accuracy, as that one's looking beautiful. Right down the middle, we tack on an extra 3 and re-widen this lead. I'm not gonna lie, in the back of my head, I just have that feeling that Madden's gonna pull out some late game shenanigans. Hopefully it doesn't. Offense has done well to keep the pedal going, at least continuing to put more points on as we go. As they dump this one off, it is Thomas who bounces through one and then gets dropped by Deion Jones. Pretty much the only success that these Saints have had today is a few passes going to Thomas. Outside of that, defense has done really well to limit, as once again they find Thomas, and once again it's on Horn. And Steve Smith Sr.'s making the call. Fuller moves over to that side of Thomas as we are bringing in the newly acquired last episode, as once again Sweat was in on the play, but he might have gotten there a little bit late. Young guys just will have to learn that that's not going to be something they could get away with in the NFL now. But going back to what we're saying, Rush is out there, one of the newly acquired corners, as he comes in and saves the touchdown, taking us to the 4th quarter where we will have a 2nd and goal from the 1. We're going to see what he can do in this 4th quarter. If he's making the plays more than Horn, well, maybe Horn's just going to end up getting benched. Unfortunately, already past the trade deadline. Otherwise, who knows? Maybe we should have traded him then. But it's 2nd and goal as they go with a run down the middle. Kamara stood up by Shai Tuttle. And they'll go with a spread look here as we do send the pressure. They do find Michael Thomas. They get one. That one is on rush. I'm not going to give anything bad on that. It was tighter coverage, and we told them to send the house. But the Saints finally get one on the board. Now, again, we just got to make sure that we're not letting off the gas at all. Especially after the Saints get a score. Can't let them start to build any momentum as we start with Hubbard, who's already at the $125 mark, especially after that run. And if Lattimore didn't get that tackle, it might have been a possible house call. Leaves us with 2nd and 7. We stick with the same look. Just needing someone to get open, or we could just dance a little bit. Dump this one off for Hurst, who will pick up the first. And it seems like every time I want to go with this screen pass, they end up lining up really well to defend it. So let's make a check here. They do have a single high safety. Got Hurst deep and Mingo deep on some corner routes here. See which one opens up. Well, it's going to be Mingo unless Lattimore can make the play. No, he recovered. But Mingo with some solid hands. Or I guess in a way, maybe soft hands to hold on to that one, because maybe hard hands would be, bricks and then you drop it. I don't know. Either way, it's a big catch. And we finally get that screen to open up a little bit here for a gain of 4. Just got to keep this defense guessing where we're going to go down the middle to the outside. Quick throw, developing route, all possibilities as Hubbard keeps those legs moving, picks up another first. On the ground alone, he's over 100. With the receiving yards, he's definitely past 150, I feel like, at this point. As we stay spread here, got Mingo deep. Ross also going towards the end zone. See how the coverages ends up working out. We'll dump this one off for Hurst, who should have caught that one. That's just one of those animations or lack thereof that Madden needs to get rid of. It's 2nd and 10. We stick with the same look, trying to split the safeties here. Or we can just go ahead and scramble with Young, who will slide down, bringing up a 3rd and 2. And things still staying a little chippy out there as Young smack talking the tackler. We'll bring up that 3rd and 2 with Akers. Need to block down the middle, and it springs Akers. Try to bounce to the outside, breaks through one, and inside the 10. We honestly don't even need to be smack talking them. Just the simple words here, scoreboard, will do. As we're at 1st and goal at the 9. Looking to tack on another touchdown here. Roll out this, get this one to Jordan Thomas, who had to stop to catch it, and he maybe gets back to the line, maybe loses about half a yard. But it's half a yard at best, as it does bring it up 2nd and goal. Trying to put 38 on the board here. We got a couple drag routes, those covered pretty well. Get this one out for Hubbard, as Young placed it only where Hubbard could get it. He does not get both feet in bounds. But I do like the ball placement there from Young. Nearly worked out well. Let's make a change, though, here on the route for Mingo. I want an out route in the end zone, opposite side of everyone else, as everything else is pretty much covered up. Just roll out, throw out. Could have asked for a late hit there, though the flag does not come in, and we'll send out forward. Though it's not going to be 38 points, but we can make it 34-10 with a 24-point lead with about 2.5 minutes left, as this team has put together their best game in division. Now, the only thing that I would love to see to help close this game out is someone on this defense force a turnover. We have barely been able to get anything like that this year, as there we go. It's the rookie Cash who shakes the tackle, sprinting away, diving in. We said 38 before. Well, it's going to be 40-plus points here today. Ask and you shall receive. Great play there from Cash. This has definitely been his best game of his career, obviously, because he is just a rookie. As he gets out there, it's tight coverage every time. Unfortunately, that time Cruz just able to hold on to it, but he's knocked away 2, if not 3 from him already this game. As we have one play left here before the warning, and they're gonna flag that? That was a clean play from the Rook, penalizing the man because he just has quick reactions. Well, we're gonna have one more play before the 2-minute warning then, as it will be a throw across the middle. Cash there? Okay, well, it's moving to about 50-50 so far on the knockaway attempts. But still, I say he's had a good one today. 1st and 10, they move into plus territory. We're inside the 2-minute warning as they go across the middle, and it's brought in by Olave, but tight coverage there from Fuller. And even though that is a first down, it's still better coverage than what we've seen today from Horn, who is still sitting on the sideline, benched from his bad play. As they swing it out, Moreau not going to get far, just 2 yards. Haven't really seen much from Sidney Brown today, but that's probably because we've taken away Kamara. He really hasn't done much. As it's 2nd and 8, look for some more passing opportunities. He's wide open to the outside. Fuller does not get the tackle. He put a shoulder on him, and that was about it. But that does move us inside a minute left here, closer to 40, as they're not calling any timeouts. It just seems if they get the touchdown, they get it. Kamara gets the catch there, but not getting away from Stockton. And we maybe have time for 1-2 plays left, as they do spread wide. Got 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Some more throws, a little zig route. Guys coming across the middle, and it's off the crossbar. Leave them with 11 seconds left. It is 3rd and 6. Would love some pass rush from the line here to help close out this game. And it's Olave who does not get the foot in. He was left completely open. Good throw from Carr. You just need more from your receiver there. But barring a first down here and a timeout then immediately being called, this should be it. Final play of the game as they go for not the end zone. They check down to Cruz, and that will do it. A dominant showing at home in our divisional opening, really, against the Saints. Again, I don't think we played them last year. Dominant showing. Offense, lights out. Defense, we got 2 sacks. We got a pick 6. Only gave up 10 points. Maybe it's the power of the sleeve. And it was the good luck charm we needed, as Young had a fantastic game. And the O-line also. And I mean, there's a lot of guys you could use a shout out from that game, but in general, the offense put over 400 yards on the board. Defense gave up close to 300. We gave up a little bit more there at the end, but still, it was a great performance all the way around. Bryce Young, 224, 2 touchdowns. He completed 65%. Derek Carr actually completed more of his passes, but Bryce Young just looked more in control out there. As for the rushing game, Chuba Hubbard 102 on 12 carries, averaged 8.5 yards a rush. Bryce Young did have another touchdown on the ground. He ran pretty well in that one as well. Receiving game, it was a great game for Michael Thomas. He was by far just destroying Horn time and time again. Wasn't as effective when we did make the change, and we might make that change permanent. We will see. Jonathan Mingo, 2 catches, 65 yards and a touchdown. Not bad. Chenault, 358 and a touchdown. Again, not bad. Chuba Hubbard got involved, and that puts his total just under 150 on the day. Blocking wise, felt like the offensive line was doing really well. Iquanu did give up that 1 sack, but all in all was really good. And the guy we brought in, Max Mitchell, didn't give up a single sack. And on top of that, we're going to get Austin Corbett back for the next game. So offensive line is going to be the best that it ever has been in this series. Tackling wise, let's just take a look at our guys. Stockton and Cash, they were definitely the leaders of the defense. I felt like today both had 6 tackles. Tackles for a loss, we had 4 in total. Stockton, Stewart, Sweat, and Robinson. I think Sweat needs to see some more playing time. He's consistently making plays when he's out there and far less snaps than everyone else. He had a tackle for a loss and a sack in this one. The other sack did go to Grover Stewart. Obviously, the interception, Jaquan Cash, all in all, looked really good. Cash broke up 2 passes today. They say Horn did as well. I can't quite remember it. Maybe he did. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but all in all, a great game. And with it, we remain 3rd here in the NFC South, with our next game against the Falcons a chance to pull ourselves even further up to the 2nd spot if we can secure that win. They are pretty much scoring as much as they give up, 206 to 202. We've obviously given up a whole lot more points than what we've scored this year, but hopefully that is on the rise, especially after scoring 41 points today. Fantastic. And that leaves us in week 11, where we will have to take a look at our focus scouts next time. Just take a quick look at a position group that I think we might have to try to find someone, and that is going to be at corner. We need to find that number 1 guy, and there are options in this draft class. There's Braden Chaney, who looks like he could be a very well-balanced guy, though he's not the only option. There is Trey McPhee, who looks like he's going to be a better tackler, and he has some tremendous size out of Michigan. If only we had him for the Michigan State-only challenge, that would have been great. But he's 6'3", 206. Looks like he could be a lot of fun. So there's at least two guys early on here who do look promising. Past them, you do have a man-only guy here in Dave Middlebrooks. And going even further, a possible option here in Rashawn Sanders, around 3 to 4. He's probably, that zone is probably going to be a C, but that would leave him C's across the board. He wouldn't be a starter, but someone to develop. Maybe similarly with Eric Lofton, depending on how that zone coverage ends up. So we've got options, but in terms of day one starters, we really have two in Braden Chaney and Trey McPhee. Though we also have plenty of other spots to address. I'll show you guys in the next episode who we end up having. There is a little bit of update on the draft class because we haven't talked about it all too much up to this point this season. But week 11 is next. Our first game against the Falcons. We then repeat the same lineup, Saints, and then the Falcons get in week 12 and 13. So make sure you stick around for this divisional stretch. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button. They both do the same thing. And subscribing to the channel, it's completely free to you, but just helps grow the channel as we're closing into the 1K mark. If you guys do enjoy, I know a lot of people are watching and they're not subscribed. Just go ahead and hit that button. Like I said, it's free. You could also tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And they gave you guys a great Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, episode. So make sure you guys smash that thumbs up as a little bit of a present for the channel. We'll see you guys next time for the Falcons game and the possibility to jump up to second in the NFC South.